Come on, the FA Cups, everybody. Let's all play footballs in the FA Cups. FA Cups for you and me. Footballs and the FA Cups.
Cut the crap, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Football Ramble. And as you know, 3's company, but 4's a ramble. That's right, here 4 is a magic number. I'm Marcus and I've got Jim with me.
Hello. Luke's
with me.
All right.
And Pete's back.
All right, cunt slices. Oh. Spoiled it, haven't I, really?
He's got us laughing like straight away.
Marcus is broken.
Naughty.
And you, filth. Yeah, I know what I've done.
That's absolutely outrageous, mate.
Lovely to be back, though.
Sorry on behalf of the Donaldsons. Right. You're...
About them, Luke.
Sorry about that. Can't get everyone, Jim. I've got to be very specific.
Before we get on to one of our favourite features, we've got to go to Thailand. Because former England boss, Sven-Goran Eriksson.
There he is.
He's back in work. Oh, yes. He's a new technical director at Thai club Tero Sasana.
I can hear the joy in your voice as you've gone up an octave.
Put your feet up, Sven.
How many
Just
hotels do you reckon
retire,
that man has been in? I can't imagine.
Oh, he's 64.
Yeah. He's loving it. He's loving it.
He's like, am I down to my last 5 million? Better get another job.
Someone said on Twitter today, "Oh, what's the matter, Sven? Can't you get like big club jobs anymore? Yeah, you have to go to Thailand." You being mad? Are you mad? He's loving it.
Yeah.
You can't believe it.
No pressure.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Dietmar Hamann wrote in his autobiography that Sven wanted a few years more to manage, so that would have been a couple of years ago, I'd imagine, before moving to Thailand to go and live with 2 beautiful women, apparently. Hamann said, Eriksson said to him on a pre-season tour of Thailand, "You know, Didi, I like this place. I think I will manage for another 5 years and come back here and live with 2 women. Yes, I think I need 2 beautiful women."
It's brilliant.
Amazing.
Dear. But with regards to how long
Sexy Uncle Sven.
Balding smoothie. With regards to how long he will be in Thailand, Eriksson's agent, Athol Still. Why are all the people involved with Sven got great names like Hans Back and Athol Still? Yeah. Superb. He said it's an open-ended contract. It could be very short term. Very short term.
Until they've basically given him a house and can't get out of it.
I like my contracts like I like my women.
I have 2 of them. I don't know.
Oh dear, oh dear. It's painfully good.
Yeah.
It really is. Oh dear. Now while I've just well, anyway,
look forward to speaking to Uriah this week.
Yeah. Jenny Silver has said famously at Cirencester Town, the mic was left uncovered as the announcer, who's also the club president, argued so the whole ground and surrounding homes him saying, Eddie, never mind the fucking sausages."
That's brilliant.
Never mind the fucking sausages.
Of all the things.
That's brilliant.
But didn't he also tell someone to tell some kids off?
Sorry. Yeah, he did, yeah. There was Jenny goes on to say she seems to remember that it was a barbecue. Oh dear. Yeah, the man on the mic, he was bollocking some kids over the tunnel going, "You two stop running."
You two stop
You gotta
running.
love lonely football.
Yeah.
That's probably the youth team.
Yeah, but that reminds me, and bloody hell, we get this in every season.
Was that Canvey Island? You remember the Canvey Island one?
Yeah,
Where the manager who was the chairman and the groundsman and everything.
Yeah.
Apparently across the other side of the pitch. If you're a new listener, you won't have heard the story. It's one of the all-time great stories. Over the other side of the pitch, there was a couple of kids sat on top of the portable toilets, and in between giving instructions to his players, apparently the manager went over and went, "Oh, you two, get off the roof of that Carsey, it's going to collapse."
Carsey, don't hear that enough.
Yeah, classic.
Magnificent stuff.
He was with the Heat in World Cup '94. Can you imagine?
Horrendous taste.
What? He's a man of advancing years.
And again, he was wearing a baseball cap in '94 when he did that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
This all linked in.
Yeah.
All fits together.
Da Vinci Code with baseball cap.
I can't get the water to me, boys.
Yeah.
Dear. I've got to read this out. This is Sepp. putting his balls in it again. He's
dangling his balls in there, just dipping
in
them
the custard.
Fiddling around.
Yeah, not even hiding it, not even doing it round the corner when no one can see.
Just having a little play.
Getting on top of the table in the canteen and just dipping his hairy balls in the custard and saying, "What are you going to do about it, football?"
This is what's happening. This is what you're accepting.
Yeah.
I don't even know why there's custard being served.
Yeah. Next week, I might not want to do this, but for now I do. So suck on it.
Yeah,
the custard or the balls.
That was the first part.
The custard on the ball.
He went on to say, because he's worried about the World Cup preparations in Brazil. And he said, when we came to Africa, the Africans, when they got the World Cup in May 2004, they were dancing during one year. They were just dancing because they got the World Cup. We had to call them and say, please start work. Just a simple...
I'm fairly sure that didn't happen.
A simple phone call.
Yeah.
That's all it
Who's
took.
he wrong? Just like, a random number.
Hello, Africa.
Hello, Africa, get to work. We haven't even got it. It's South Africa you want.
And then he said in South Korea and Japan they were so eager to organise the World Cup that they could have done two. In my opinion, it was overdone. Well, what do you want?
They never started dancing.
Effortlessly reinforcing stereotypes all over the world.
I did like what Pele said about the World Cup. He said the event will not have many problems, but our biggest worry is the administration, airports, construction, and hotels. They're all running late.
That's the Michael Owen injury quote. Yeah. All over again. Who will get Michael Owen again?
Very enjoyable.
Yeah. I too have been to Disneyland.
Have you?
Yeah, but I've not spun a napkin. That was a rumour. Later disproved.
Woof. Right, now it's time for a profile. And we've got a powerful centre forward who goes by the name of Mark Hateley. Heading his way into the Dean Windass Hall of Fame.
Business up top, party at the back.
Oh, yeah.
A tremendous haircut.
Two tremendous haircuts.
You're a fan of the double haircut on other people, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very Wilkins.
Greedy scenes. Greedy haircut scenes.
Confused follicles.
Mr. Barber, I want a greedy haircut.
Yeah.
And then another.
He goes in there, asks for a haircut, gets one, and goes, "Can you do me another one?"
Imagine this haircut, but on a monk.
Yeah.
Born.
Mark Hateley, ladies and gentlemen.
Born. Not before his date of birth. Side, aren't they?
Yeah.
Still right up there in third, on the same points as second place Schalke and one above fourth place Dortmund. But there's some other news coming out of Germany, ladies and gentlemen. Munich 1860, who are currently playing in Germany's second tier, being strongly linked with Sven-Goran Eriksson.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't Sven...
Are you doing these links yourself now, just so you can talk about
Are
Sven?
you seeding these stories?
The last I heard about Sven, this is some news for Pete, and you might be aware of it, Pete. He applied for the Hartlepool job, and they said no.
Yeah. Along with, like, Phil Brown got, like, you know, quite close to the actual managerial position, but also a Sabutio manager from Essex as well. Judge a man by the company he keeps, I tell you.
Wow.
Sven and Phil Brown. Ugh.
And Sabutio.
But can you imagine Sven getting Tall Grip on the phone, just going, "Right, I've had enough of this. Just get me Hartlepool, all right?" And then Tall Grip coming back to him, going, "They don't want you. Are you taking the piss? Hartlepool don't want me."
There's so many lovely There's Nexus, there's the showrooms, there's now Little Black Book, which is a strip club, Hartlepool's first strip
He
club.
loves that.
He loved that.
Yeah.
That's why they opened it. They thought he was coming.
and he's piped up for the Scotland job as well.
Well, I don't know if he linked himself or what, but his name was linked to the Scotland job, Jim. I was like a dog with 14 dicks when I heard that.
Big Alan Ruff sticking the boot in, wasn't he?
Alan Ruff. Former Scottish keeper Alan Ruff. He's not having any of it. He said, Sven seems the kind of guy who puts his name forward for every job going. Correct, Alan.
What's your problem?
We shouldn't go down that road. Anyway.
That golden road.
That bald, smooth road. Anyway, he hasn't set the world on fire at his previous clubs. I would be relieved to see the SFA look to a Scotsman and not a guy who can't get the Hartlepool job.
Sticking the boot into your hometown.
Outrageous.
Yeah, I love Alan Ruff. He's he was the goalkeeper for Scotland in the World Cup '78.
Yeah.
The famous Archie Gemmell game. But one of my favourite ever pieces of the commentary, I think, is when he's playing for Hibs. He's a bit of a Hibs legend, wasn't he, Alan Ruff?
Right.
And it's a Scottish Cup semi-final.
Great name,
Way back in the day. And I think Hibs famously knocked out Rangers.
Yeah.
And towards the end of the game, Ruff brings the ball out from goal, obviously, does a little dummy past the striker.
Does he?
And the commentator goes, "Here's Alan Ruff. Oh, look at Ruffy!" When he goes past the striker, it's amazing. He absolutely loves it.
She don't eat meat, but she sure likes the bone.
Exactly.
Ruff. Alan Ruff.
Superb.
Top
Right.
man.
Mike was off. So, oh dear. Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's profile time. Woo! And it's the man who is the most capped England player of all time. It's Peter
Robert Lee.
It's Peter Leslie Shilton.
Oh, good stuff.
Huge.
Huge, indeed. Now,
I want to go to bed.
oi, 125 England caps.
Yeah.
You bastard.
Yeah.
So he retired from professional football, age 47.
Yeah.
That is an incredible achievement.
That's brilliant.
It really is. He kept a clean sheet in the Football League at 47.
Burridge-esque.
It is. He's now an after-dinner speaker, and he was even on Strictly Come Dancing.
He was, I remember that, yeah.
But we'll end with a quote from Sir Bobby Robson. What can you say about Peter Shilton? Peter Shilton is Peter Shilton. It's not even finished. It's not even finished. And he has been Peter Shilton since the year dot. And he comes into the team with that sort of...
That's excellent, man. What a finish. Oh, Bobby.
Oh, Peter Shilton, ladies and gentlemen.
Man. What, you got to love Bobby, haven't you?
You can't
Sir Bob.
not. You can't not. What else have we got from the Premier League roundup? It's Fulham 2, Newcastle United 1. Our very own Pete Donaldson was there.
I wasn't in the neutral stand either, so I had to keep quiet.
Where were you?
Did you?
I was
Which
in
stand?
what's the one on the right hand side if you're facing from the neutral stand?
From the right. So that would be the Johnny Haynes stand.
Yes, the Johnny Haynes stand. And I was
the
in
wooden
front-
seats.
Yes, the wooden seats.
Ghastly things.
The whole stand. I mean, there's braces that they've added to the joists in the top of the stand. I'm looking at it, and it's all bent. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's coming down one day. This stand is coming down one day.
What a day it'll be, though.
But yeah, there was a lad quite close to me who jumped up when Ben Arthur Hatem scored his goal, and then it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, you can do that in like a Fulham match because you know Fulham are Fulham. But then there was two proper naughty lads behind him, just going, just fucking get out, get out now, I'll cut you, I'll fucking cut you. And I was thinking, I'm supposed to be at Chelsea. I'm a Chelsea fan. But the best thing, the highlight was for me was, apart from seeing Berbatov, just some of his. The ball was like a million miles in the sky, and he just take it down on his toe. What a lovely player to watch!
Yeah.
What a footballer!
Yeah.
But
That's incidentally, like when people say Berbatov, he plays the game at his place and it's too. No, that's how the game should be played.
Yeah.
Everyone else has got it wrong.
If you want a fag break, you have a fag break.
not even that. He could drink tea. He really could drink tea, not spill a drop.
Just balancing a cup of tea on his left. And just floating into the air to cushion it with his right.
Yeah, and he was wearing tights as well.
He was wearing tights. I think Tiote was as well. The wonderful moment where there was two fully grown adults in front of me eating an advent calendar. I was looking going, what are they eating? They are eating an advent calendar. Fulham FC, hang your heads.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I like that.
Dear.
Did you see the Michael Jackson statue? Oh no, it's the other side. It's the other side.
Yeah,
Have you seen it yet?
No, I've not seen it yet. No.
Oh, it's a
I imagine I would say, "Is this
wonderful
it?" or "This is it." Is this it?
Yeah.
But the match.
You're pleased to see her every now and
We're always pleased to see her.
And his
What was he wearing?
I'm
Missed that match.
I'm not even a woman, and I'm over the moon to see him.
Gay man.
Yeah, a gay man.
Hang on a minute. What have we got here? Is it time for Diego Corner?
It's back, a welcome return.
Oh my
we can all agree.
goodness.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
What the hell's he been up to?
Well, we'll find out.
Just generally being like rational, not making any rash decisions, keeping a level head.
Yeah.
The stuff you sort of tend to associate with El Diego.
Yeah.
He's decided that he no longer wants to work in football.
Oh, well, that's why we haven't heard from him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. So,
Did he decide that, or a football
a
decided
cynic
that?
might say,
Both.
Yeah.
well, a cynic might say, we sort of thought that when we saw how you managed the Argentine national team. But
Apparently, during the World Cup, he didn't get up until noon one day. Well, they just didn't have training.
and then I bet you he was like, well, we're doing shooting practice now and I'm doing it. It's quality.
Imagine Roy Hodgson.
Yeah.
Just sleeping in.
Yeah.
Oh, just 3 more hours.
Yeah.
Hello. Fabio.
Yeah.
I ate a lot of onions last night.
That's up all night playing solitaire. But yeah,
Can't stop looking at Twitter.
the reason that Diego.
Have you seen these fucking lolcats? They are lol.
Yeah.
So good.
It's quite an interesting one.
Assaulted his business partner.
Have we got any bloody correspondence?
Yes, this week's correspondence is a simple question across twitter.com/Football Ramble, facebook.com/Football Ramble, and the footballramble.com/forum. The question was, what are your snowy football memories?
Oh.
What are your snowy football memories?
Okay.
Dan Shoesmith. Lots of tweets about Chelsea away to Tromsø in the UEFA Cup in about 97, wasn't it?
That's right.
Jonathan Pearce calling Zola the little snowmobile. And Eddie Brad finishes us off by saying, I've got a few issues with this one. Maybe you guys can get on board with this. Lars Bohinen playing for Blackburn, he was colourblind so he couldn't see the match ball. That's not true, is it? That cannot be true.
That's poor.
Shut up, Eddie.
Yeah, up yours, Eddie. Slag off Eddie, Jim.
Yeah. Just fuck off, Eddie.
Yeah, good.
There's the show title.
Pete.
Oh, Eddie, you probably aren't very clever. If you think about it.
That's a full house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most cutting. I think that's the one that will really finish him off.
Right.
Drunk first.
I'm sure one's on its way.
Yeah.
Well, let's come back to Europe. We mentioned Steaua Bucharest earlier very briefly, and they've started the season impressively. They're 7 wins out of 9, only 1 loss. And
I get the impression,
they're joint
Marcus,
top, Jim.
that
They're joint top with Pardew.
Anything to do with the result?
Of course
No.
it isn't, because it's to do with Gigi Becali. We have to link it in somewhere, and
We really don't.
And that's how I did it. He's been racist again, hasn't
No,
he?
he hasn't.
Well, he says he
We've
hasn't.
seen the quote. He hasn't. Come on.
I love how he always, you know how he goes on about gypsies, which is horrendous behaviour. He's just at the start of this quote. I don't know what the question is, but he just starts off saying, "Nobody's nicer to gypsies than me." All right, that's the beginning.
I've got a room full of pegs.
He says, "And I have nothing against blacks. Sorry, African Americans."
I like to think that he put his hands on.
Yeah.
I like
PC gone mad.
I like to think that he put his hands on his hips when he did that. Sorry, African Americans.
But then he goes on to say, "I just don't sign blacks because they're not suitable. They don't play well in our weather."
So many things wrong with this as well. He's apologised for calling them blacks and immediately called them blacks again.
Yeah.
He's like, don't play well in our weather. Staggering.
I mean, we've had enough. Like we've had Adrian Mutu and people like that who have come over, I suppose. So I guess they play well in slightly.
Don't try and reason with
nicer
Becali.
The only way to we've got to subvert this. The only way we can highlight and mock the man.
Yeah,
outrageous.
He's a terrible human being, and he has awful views. And
he's probably mates with Sepp.
Yeah, definitely mates with Sepp.
Shall we just stop talking about him because he's not a nice man?
No,
He's an arsehole.
let's. But it's good to be aware of where they are.
Indeed.
Sorry. Right.
Bollocks, Dad.
Yeah. Profile time.
Yes.
Yeah. Switch on.
Get your heads on, eh?
Hey, come on, Jimbo. You're up for this, yes?
A bit. Pride and ball, Jimbo.
It's one of Arsenal's most loved players in the history of the club. It's Charlie George.
Charlie George.
Good old Charlie George, as the song went.
Very simple.
Well, yeah, exactly, and he was a controversial figure, as we said before, and fortunately, that goal lives more prominently in the memory than some of the other things he did, as George said himself. Fans will ask me about the flicking of the V sign to supporters or telling some linesman to stick his flag up his arse, but most of the time, though, it's that cup final goal against Liverpool.
Yeah, that was when he was at Derby. Oh no,
it was against Derby fans.
and then he
wasn't it?
signed for them.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he had a few bust-ups with the manager,
I know that. I know what you're going to say. Can it please be me who says it?
Go on.
Headbutter Kevin Keegan. The hallmark of a Dean Windassall main entrance.
This is the only reason he's in there, isn't it? You just
in the
work
lay-by,
back
Jim?
from Keegan's Wikipedia page every
I
time.
just Google Keegan.
It wasn't in the lay-by.
Well, we don't know that it wasn't Charlie George who did it that time.
That's true, yeah.
No one knows who it was.
Yeah.
Keegan knows.
Oh, come on, Rev, I ain't done anything. I've been punched twice. Oh, Oh, Pete's not here to rein us in.
Well, it would normally be me.
No,
I
it's not.
can't beat them, join them, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oh dear, teach him to lose the last England game at Wembley,
Yeah.
the old Wembley.
Or fall asleep in a lay-by.
Was the guy trying to wake him up?
In a way.
Or get in a fight with Billy Bremner.
Or fall off a bike on Superstars.
Oh,
It's happened again.
Kegels. Why is Kevin Keegan so funny?
Right, come on. Oh, Charlie George was in here. Why did I include that?
I had it written down and don't worry about it. It was always going to be brought up.
I've been looking forward to it all day.
Oh dear.
I'd been
God.
keeping pretty quiet up till now. So.
Oh, right. Oh dear. Right, I always have to do this, and it's kind of bang off the bar. And he's like, "Oh crap."
Brendan Rodgers was very critical. He said, we can't keep relying on Steven Gerrard to get us out of these problems. The team was good enough, and I'm disappointed with the young players who came in, which he's got every right to say, I think.
All right, Pardew, that's what he's been bleating on about
Yeah.
all week. The young players aren't good enough.
Yeah.
All right, you get on the bloody pitch, old man.
You picked the team. If you're not good enough.
Sammy Amiobi, you had the blueprint in Shola, for fuck's sake. You know what that family like. Tommy plays in Iceland, for fuck's sake.
Do you reckon they're in like a lab, a scientist, just one little change around?
I mean, someone always said I played with a lad who played in Iceland. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not difficult. It's not, anyone fancies it?
Let's go.
Sorry, Sammy, who's your brother? Faustino Aspria? You're in. What's your surname?
Dear, oh dear.
But a good win for Oldham.
A
Anyway.
great win.
He played Blackburn. He's played Blackburn.
yeah, there you go.
One appearance.
Good one. Oh.
Good one. So thank you very
Excellent
much, DJ
stuff.
Total.
Right, let's move on to some correspondence.
Yes, it's time for the question of the week, and as the old adage goes, if you can't think of anything to ask, do a pun.
Yay!
So we're doing some puns.
Can I get my in before? Because somebody might have this one.
First,
Read the question.
Okay, right, okay.
Read the question
Okay.
first.
Question.
Because it's all stemmed from me thinking of one and going, can we do that?
Yeah, and I was happy to do it too.
Don't
Okay.
give the game away.
The question this week was merely, who's your favourite breakfast footballer? Pete.
David Granola.
That's one of the ones I had.
Yeah.
We'll do yours at the end.
What if someone's got them? Yeah, Pete got his first. I'm just gonna dive in with
Okay.
Rog Chiriosini
Okay, yeah.
and also Golden Graham Lasso.
That's enough, because I'm going to read them out.
Sylvan E. Bran Flakes.
Very good.
Excellent.
Very good.
Hang on, wait, I got one.
No, because all these ones I've researched and written down are going to be...
We had over 300
Muesli Howie.
Oh, you ruined it.
First answer, as long as it's served with Craigie Brune sauce, I don't care.
Right,
Liam
right.
Sutcliffe.
Hang on, brown sauce?
Yeah.
That's not breakfast.
You have a hot
you can
breakfast.
Oh, I suppose if you've got to cook breakfast.
Yeah. Tom Robertson says, where's hash brown? Also
Yeah.
works because he looks like a baked bean.
Which has nothing to do with the hash brown.
Nothing at all.
No.
My personal favourite is from a friend of mine and listens to the Ramble, Rob Christie, who says...
Here we go.
I can't get this right. I don't want to laugh when I'm saying it.
Come on.
Come on, get on with it.
Dennis Poor all over again.
Jimmy Greavesy Spoon.
Didn't deserve that reaction for my money.
Underwhelming.
Yeah.
Underwhelming.
And it's also not a breakfast. It's a breakfast establishment. You're making a mockery
I'm
of
going to
it.
follow it up from Andy, who says Cereal Regis.
Better.
H Dog from Twitter says Manchester City right back Bacon.
Yeah, that'll do.
Nice.
Jonathan Wilson, friend of the show and actual serious football writer, Jonathan Wilson says the best breakfast match is surely the Norwegian fixture between Start and Bran.
Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start.
I love
No,
that.
I've not seen Start
Not
around for
only
a while.
is he showing...
That really
Short
undermines
his cup of
Allardyce.
gravy.
Yeah,
isn't
but
he?
back to Swindon. Paolo Di
Choke
Canio
on his cup of gravy.
Paolo Di Canio then apparently went on a midnight raid to the club's offices. Di Canio said it wasn't a raid. He said he just wanted to collect his personal belongings when no one else was around.
Personal boggling. That looked after his affairs.
The personal belongings including some pictures of him that he'd asked the club to produce.
That is sordid sounding, isn't
That
it?
is terrible, isn't it? Yeah.
What on earth is this?
Just imagine just his legs akimbo. Deal with it.
Pulls you in the background.
Second reference.
I mean, if you take it, I mean, any manager would be annoyed.
Yes.
That, I mean, Matt Ritchie was sold to Bournemouth, who are promotion fucking rivals for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, how annoying for $500,000? I mean, how annoying would that be? Yeah, he's one of their better players. You know, he scored quite a few goals. I mean, any manager would be annoyed about that, wouldn't they? You know?
And completely understandably so.
Yeah.
And you'd want those paintings back. He did confess that there was a small amount of damage caused in removing the items.
What, when he swung a baseball bat around the office?
I don't know, presumably pulling the blue tack off, it sort of ripped the paperwork.
Yeah.
But he did say his former assistant Fabrizio Picaretta has offered to pay for it.
Right.
Smoke screen.
Why was he involved? Why is he involved? Why is he offering to pay?
Why is it Picaretta go, no, you pay for it?
You did it, you flaming baseball bat.
You put the petrol bomb through the window. It has nothing to do with me.
I didn't even know I was going to be a getaway driver. I thought we were just going out.
I was on the lawnmower on the pitch. Oh dear.
Just two bored security guys, just like, you know, sitting up, having a cup of coffee, you know, chatting about, oh, what's the wife, how are the kids, and then just seeing this on a VDU screen, this figure just kicking shit out of a door. I'm like, is that Paolo Di Canio, the celebrated footballer?
Is he still manager? I can't remember.
It doesn't look like it.
Is that someone? That's Paolo Di Canio.
Yeah.
No one else would want those pictures.
Yeah. And then someone walking in going, Matt Ritchie's not in here, I told you we sold him.
Maybe it's just Norman thinking, he's just lost his keys again.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Is that a flaming baseball bat? Yeah. Oh.
So there you go. Insatiable he is.
He's got to feed that six-pack, hasn't he?
Yes. Big time.
Oh, I
Big
tell you
time.
what. Right, let's have some correspondence, damn you.
Right, the question of the week was kindly donated and suggested, and all those other things, by Stephen Kendall.
Nice one, Kendi.
So take a bow, Kendo. He says, sacked manager Brian McDermott looks like a thumb.
Fair.
What other footballers could be mistaken for a part of the body? Do one of you
Good.
boys want to sort of chip in?
I think Wayne Rooney looks like a knee.
Yeah,
like a
okay.
knee on a cold day.
Had a couple of knees.
But with ears.
Yeah. Dave Nutt popped up with Hans Sagers.
That's not what this is.
Jim, let him have
We're
that
just
one.
getting warmed up.
All right.
Andrew Dowse, Harry Redknapp, ballsack.
It's juvenile, but it's true.
Chris Marshall says if you draw a face and hair around your Adam's apple with a biro, it looks like Frank Ribery.
Good one.
Connor Barber with a very, very creative one. Tao Ben Haim was like an appendix. It used to be useful long ago. However, he's now a ticking time bomb waiting to explode.
Like it.
I actually looked at this and I can confirm it. At Worsty said, if you look at the photo Wikipedia used for Daniel Agger, there's definitely a resemblance to a naughty baby's bum.
Okay.
Weird.
Brad Brooks says Paddy Kenny looks like a kneecap, similar to your Wayne Rooney one. Jim Hutchins says Ian Dowie is Frankenstein's monster. He looks like he's made up of lots of different body parts, none of them his.
He also looks like Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He does.
Sam Connick says Steve Bruce looks like a fat back.
That's magnificent.
That really
is. Nick Drew says Alex McLeish looks like a sunburnt testicle.
Yeah. Arsblog call him that.
Yeah. Oh, do they? Yeah.
I don't ask.
And to finish, Dave Gibson completely misses the point, but helpfully points out that Alex Ferguson looks like a bottle of Bell's whiskey. Yourself.
Yes,
I
lad.
scored a brilliant goal past you in the snow once, didn't I, Pete?
You did, yes, but I did slip on some ice.
There was a
there you
friendly. There was a friendly. It was Italy versus Brazil. It was 2-2, and Balotelli got a beauty.
Curled height. Oh yes.
Fred scored again as well.
He did. He's got a habit of doing that. Was it Oscar who got the second?
It was. It was a lovely setup from Neymar, yeah.
Lovely fin.
I thought Fred's finish was better because he proper threaded it past the.
Ballows was a nice one, right in the top corner.
Yeah, well, I think I like Oscar's because it was a slip and a flick.
Yeah, it was a slip. It was lovely because there's a break, wasn't it? And Neymar carried the ball for quite a distance, then slipped him.
Do you prefer a slip and a flick, or a slip and a brush?
I love a brush. I have to say I love a brush. I do really love a brush. Yeah.
Or a slip and a dink.
Bringing dinks in, that changes everything.
Slip and a scoop.
Yeah.
Oh, you dirty boy.
What did we say in Spanish? It's not a slip if it's Spanish. It's something else we were saying. A thread.
A thread.
A thread.
Yeah.
Give me a thread and a brush any day.
How about a whip and a header?
A whip.
A whip.
A whip. Yeah.
A caress.
A drill and a poke.
Yeah. What, off the keeper? Yeah, I like that. Yeah. No, I mean, a caress is like a brush.
Okay, a shamak and a fuckery.
Yeah. Plenty of those. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
A hoof and a nut.
Yeah.
That's an English goal, that is. Hoof and a shank.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
A hoof and a bobble.
Yeah.
Right. So that was Italy and Brazil.
Yeah. We have drilled down there.
They played some
Marionettes.
They said the game should have been all ticket, and it wasn't policed inside the ground. Oh dear.
Stewards haven't had the best of a couple of weeks, have
It's
they?
been very punchy.
Very punchy.
Scary.
How good
the
was
80s
that?
are back,
Basically. How good was that explanation from that Newcastle fan who punched the horse?
Oh,
right,
that was magnificent.
It's the best interview I've ever seen.
I feed a fox.
Yeah.
My tooth.
Have you ever seen Frost Nixon?
No. Better. It's more entertaining.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it how,
Didn't he? He was ashamed of his own actions, wasn't he? And was basically saying because he's got a fish tank.
Yeah,
he's saying I feed a fox.
Than to punch animals.
He started saying about, a fox comes in the garden every night, I feed it. And then he cut away to a fish tank and he just went, a fish tank?
He looked like Nigel Mansell, which made me laugh.
He seems to think he's got a fox as a pet.
Yeah, but that makes it... No, I do. That's
Comes through the fox flap.
That's DeCanio saying he's mates with Chris Bell.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He also said that he had a scarf over his face because his filling fell out and the cold weather was helping his mouth.
I love how people's minds work. You know, you put a camera in front of him, right, and he craps himself. You put a policeman on a horse.
Just refuse to talk. You don't have to give those interviews.
Just don't punch animals.
In the interview, he was saying, "I'm worried about my job." So don't do the interview then. Keep your head down.
I'm worried about your dog. What do you do? I work in the stable. Shit.
Well, actually, it wasn't his job. It was he was unemployed. and he was not be able to find another job. It's like, well, it's not. What are you doing on telly then?
Yeah. I mean, it's hardly sort of like a brilliant calling card, is it?
No.
Did you go to the job?
Well, he can look after foxes very well.
He goes to a job with a scarf around his head. Get out.
So Mr. Smith, thanks for popping in. Do you mind telling us what you've been up to when you've been unemployed? Did you see me on the telly? Good.
I wouldn't have known what he looked like because in the footage he had a scarf around his face.
And that's the point.
Doing the interview means that everyone knows what he looks like.
Can you do night shifts? No, I've got to feed the fox.
I've let me family down. I love the idea of that news being broken tonight. He's fucking punched another fucking horse.
I just like the idea that him
making us look so fucking stupid.
Feeding a fox is a euphemism for his horse punching fetish.
Yeah, like it makes up.
Oh, sorry, I'm really tired today because I was up late feeding the fox. Do you mean horse punching? Yes.
I'm as shocked as you. I've got a pet fox. Apologies to anyone from the north of England.
Anybody who listens to that,
apart from Pete.
Yeah. And the guy who did that. Enjoyable.
I think he could be an actor exclusively playing like orc style characters.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Something we can all get behind. It's profile time. Damn you all. And this week we've got the true home of football. It's Wembley Stadium. Coming into the Demon House Hall.
Okay.
Oh dear. Wembley was then knocked down and rebuilt, which
didn't take long.
Took more than
turned it around like that. Turned it around.
Bargain. Absolute bargain.
Oh, no worries, mate. This will be done for the new season. No problem.
Won't fuck you over, honestly.
No, won't cost you hardly any money.
750. Oh, there was an Australian company involved. £757 million, and a handful of years later,
almost bankrupted the Football Association.
The country.
The deaths.
My favourite fact about it is, and I think it's a fact, but for the purposes of the Ramble, it's a fact. Right, is that apparently
Luke Moore's possible facts.
Apparently, that'll do. A lot of the metal they laid to put seats into was found to be the wrong type of metal that would actually conduct electricity. So they had to do an ECG on someone. It would
kill everyone.
The whole fucking ground.
That's true. I remember that.
Nah, it was a mistake.
Don't worry about that, mate. Brilliant.
Apologies. We hire our greatest sporting rival.
Did we have any Australian listeners?
I don't think
we did. Yeah.
Up until the profile we did. Apologies.
What metal do you use? Mercury. Oh god. Going down in rivers.
When you say metal, imagine that the foreman. When you say metal,
it's chocolate and metal.
Is it that
Oh
woody
God, I
metal?
thought it was metal, but these are just Kit Kats. That's the foil. Ciao. This is going to cost another £100 billion.
Just give it to me, I'll sort it out.
Yeah. It was opened in 2007. 2007. Oh, the years we lost.
Yeah.
Right, first clue. My middle name is Paul.
Stop. Brian Paul's gun.
Stop. Paul Parker.
That's his name was Paul. Stop, El Hasjoof.
No. PP Parker.
Yeah.
Trouble B.
PPP.
P cubed.
Have you been missold a PPP?
Have you ever sold a Paul Parker?
Yes, says Alex.
Yeah.
My first club was Sheffield United.
Silence.
Stop. Is it Sean Bean?
I was born in Sunderland.
Stop. Is it Niall Quinn? No, he's Irish. What does this game do to you?
You feel cover you in glory, certainly.
Because some speculative efforts have come on. You feel like, oh, but I've got to have a go.
You shoot from distance at every opportunity with your brain.
He once got Pierluigi Kazaragi and one game.
And also Stuart Ripley.
Alright. Anyway.
He's got previous.
Yeah.
He's got previous. He's the Matt Letizia of this game.
I'm Lauren Robert.
I scored the last hat trick at Old Wembley for an English League team.
Oh.
No.
Stop. Clive Men-deux-ca.
It is Clive.
We've done this recently, Pete.
What? No, we haven't.
I was going to say that
have
because
done
this is
Clive
so familiar.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
And I got it last time as well.
The only thing he's got to do, the two things he's got to do, right? One, think of a name for the game, which he doesn't do.
Yeah.
Two, get players that haven't been done before, which he doesn't do.
Oh, God, he lost guys like that. I was the nephew of a West Indian cricketer.
We know!
I auctioned my prized possessions from his
That was
career
a clue with the last one.
to help his wife set up a business.
Is that an old printout?
Oh, it's nearly the end of the season. I'm not getting relegated. I'm not getting relegated. I'm dialing these performances in. I've got one foot on the beach. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Apologise to the public who feel you've let them down. People look forward to that game.
Oh, I got it again.
Yeah, Clive Men-deux-ca
That's
does it again.
consistency, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, guys.
Rafa Benitez, one of the favourites for the job.
Yeah.
Rafa Benitez. Before we just briefly move on to internationals, we're going to Romania, chaps.
Oh, this can only mean one thing.
The end of a very long story.
Oh my giddy
involving
aunt.
a lot of homophobia and sexism.
Gigi Becali, we've spoken about him so much, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe this has happened for the last show of the season, because if it had happened next week, I'd have been gutted. He's been jailed!
Come on! Whoa!
It's gone... In the words of...
Into the Dean Windass jail of shame.
In the words of the American chap who announced the capturing of Saddam Hussein, ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
He was tipping off from the Middle East, wasn't he? So you come and find me then. Come and get me.
No, he didn't get a chance. He's been jailed for 2 or 3 years for corruption and abuse of power. Police stopped Becali the other week as he tried to fly out of an airport near the capital. He said he was just planning on visiting Israel for a brief time, to pray for a favourable court ruling. You can do that in your house, GG.
What was that big suitcase full of money and that handgun for?
He tried to escape and they got him.
Come on.
Celebrate and have a good time.
Homophobia and bigotism does not pay.
Don't forget the sexism.
It's up to you. Don't be homophobic.
He's all of the icks and the isms, isn't he?
Prick.
He's all the isms.
Gigi Becali, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, no doubt there'll be quotes coming from the jail.
Yeah.
But yes.
If anything, there'll be more because he'll have less to do.
Incredible scenes, absolutely incredible.
I wonder about his ideas about homosexuals in prison.
He's going to
So we've wrapped someone's wife sooner or later.
We've wrapped up the Champions League and we've wrapped up Romania. Really, Gigi Becali, ladies and gentlemen. So there you are. Let's talk.
Road tested by Donaldson. The Savile Road Star.
That's all the endorsement you need.
Marvellous stuff. Right, say goodbye, Jim.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye, Pete.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye, Luke.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me, my beautiful burgers.
You pulled out of that halfway through, mate.
Never, always commit.
Commit. Do a Hateley.
Au revoir,
Stay in the
my
scene.
beef burgers.
You never see a skateboarder not do it.
Yeah.
No, you've done exactly the same.
I'm thinking about my doorbell. When you gonna ring it? When you gonna ring it? You.
Thinking about my doorbell. When you gonna ring it? When you gonna ring it?
You.
I'm thinking about a doorbell. When you gonna ring it?
Pete.
He's talking about a penis. He's talking about a woman touching his penis.
Is he? And the children get kisses.